You self-employed, you're Generation X, so born between 1965 and 1981. You're self-employed, you are in the worst category of any of the population when it comes to retirement provisions. You see, Gen Xers, that between 65 and 81, have got the worst pension provisions of any generation in existence. But self-employed people, and I've been self-employed for over 20 years now. Self-employed people, the challenge that you usually have is you're trying to run your business on a day-by-day basis, and cash flow isn't always on your side. So you kind of think, I'll put something aside for my pension in the future, but of course years go by, decades can go by, and you still haven't. My name's Spencer Thompson, Time Wealth Creator, and I want to explain to you that actually you need to take action right now in assessing where you are, because if you're a Gen X, you're probably closer to retirement than you were at the beginning of your entire working career. Only 20, that's 1 in 5 self-employed people contribute towards a pension. When I was a financial advisor all those decades ago now, I could say, I know even with the advantages of being self-employed from a pensions provisions, the tax implications, yet still 1 in only 5 put aside. Now, of the 80% that don't put aside for retirements, they've got nada exit strategy from their business. They naively think that, well, I'll build it up and somebody will buy it. But most people have businesses where, respectfully, they have no systems in place. And in fact, only way that they're making money is often through their personal connections, their personal interaction with people. Obviously, it doesn't apply to all businesses. I get that. Those that have got systems in place, yes, someone might buy that system and take it forward, like McDonald's, a proven system, yeah. But for most self-employed business owners, you have zero. You're going to have to work until you drop. In fact, not that long ago, I was speaking to a lady. She was 51 years of age. She'd never made 1 penny in retirement provisions into a pension. And she has no alternative. It's not like she says, well, actually, I've invested in property, I've invested in shares, I've done this, I've done that. Nothing. She's been in business, and business is tough. Business has been really tough, let's be honest. For most businesses since COVID, people are just starting to get back on track from where they were before. So they don't put the money aside for it. But the reality is when you leave it longer and longer and you're getting nearer that impending date, the contributions you need to pay in are so off the scale, people will just do this. They'll try and hide. Stick their head in the sand and become the ostrich. That is the worst thing you could possibly do. Now for me, because I learned this in my early 20s about all of this, and I had, very fortunately, a great pension plan when I was an employee, but became a business over 2 decades ago, I realised that I needed to do something. I didn't want to put money aside into a pension plan. I already had one, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough. And I was fortunate to be in the right place at the right time when somebody said, here's a system you can do in addition to your current business. You can do it if you've got a job. If you're watching this and you're not a business owner, you can do it on top of your job. That generates an extra income just now. So if you're a business owner, let's be honest, if you could increase your profits right now, would that benefit you? Well, hell yeah, of course it would, Spencer. Well, what if there was a system that could increase your cash flow right now, but also give you a royalty style, a recurring income in the future? You didn't even have to wait until nearly 70 before you got it, because that's what happened for me. I'm only sharing this with you because I totally know where you are as a business owner, as somebody who has looked at all of this stuff before, and startlingly, 72% of Gen X have insufficient pension provisions. The vast majority of that percentage is business owners, just like you. If you're thinking, well, this was a bit of a wake-up call, Spencer, what can I do? There are alternatives there. I'm saying I have an option for you. There are other options out there. And you should just take stock of exactly where you are. Maybe you have got some pension provisions from other employers, should I say, when you were an employee. But how much is in there? Don't think I'll get round to that later on, because the longer you leave it, the more money you have to put in, or the longer you're going to have to work. With 1 in 6 people reckoning of Gen X, they will have to work until they die. To me, that doesn't seem right. I don't know about you. If you'd like some information, I have a retirement reality check, a checklist where you can just find out some key things that you need to know before making any decisions. Then please let me know. I'll send that information over to you and you can take stock of where you are. Have a great day.